It's 13th of January, bit too late after the new year to have the new year resolution vision board. But I was at my home and I was having a very good vacation. But now we're back to college, so it's time to get back to work. Now, I'm not a very big fan of resolutions because every year it happens that I make a certain resolutions, I make certain goals, and then I like follow it for like 1 day, 2 day, or like a week, and then after that, I don't care much about them. So it's like resolutions have lost a value for me because I never followed them. And one reason for this might be because I've always made goals and I've been very goal oriented for that. And there's a popular quote in the productivity community that says, you don't rise up to your goals, you fall down to your systems. And so this year, I just don't want to make goals. I want to make systems that I can work on every day consistently so I can have a better 2025. Now, talking about the previous year, 2024, I had a lot of hopes with that year and I had like a lot of set goals to be done, but I was not able to achieve all of those because of a lot of things, because of me staying in my comfort zone or me not working that hard. So in 2024, I couldn't get the result I wanted to. But this year, I want to change that. Now, why this year is important and why 2025 might not become the next 2024 is because this is probably the last, as I say, freedom year of my life. What freedom year means is that right now I'm living in a very curated life funded by my parents. So they're paying for my college, they're paying for this room that I'm living in, they're paying for my food, they're paying for my everything, basically, my parties, my travels, my trips, and everything. And right now I'm in third year. So in 1 year from now, I'll about to be graduated from this college. Like I'll just have one semester left, and I would probably be searching for a job. And after some point, I cannot rely on my parents' money for anything because I mean they'll give me money. I know they love me a lot, but still there's so much I can take from them, and sooner or later I have to cut from that and start sustaining on my own. There's a meme I saw while scrolling through Instagram which said the next summer holidays will be called unemployment. So it's that. A bit about myself. I always believe that I am some kind of guy who is different than others and who does not follow the normal way of life. And I look upon people like Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg or Steve Jobs. I always wanted to do what these people are doing, which I believe would make me one of the revolutionaries or one of the standout or the outliers. I never wanted to go to college because I've read somewhere that Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of his college and Bill Gates dropped out of his college and Elon Musk basically did drop out of his college. Steve Jobs never really went to a tech college. And so now Mark Zuckerberg is not going to college. So how can me, Shivam Pandey, go there? But I looked at all of those people and I saw only the brighter side. And I always copied the flashy stuff that was related to them. But I forgot that there's another part to all those people who I look upon, and that I believe is how they work and what their work ethics are. And I believe I'm lacking that work ethics since like forever in my life because I've not got exactly what I wanted ever in my life. Be it college, like I didn't get the IITs, I got into MIT, which is a very good college, but it's like settling for something because you didn't get something else. And same is with when I used to play badminton. I always got silver medals or the bronze medals, never really won the golds. And right now, like I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. But how many startups have I started? Zero, maybe half or one startup. I always wanted to have abs as a kid because like for half of my life I was a fat kid. I used to eat a lot and didn't really care about my diet, and I was very fat. And a lot of people used to tease me, and I really thought that I was really ugly and fat. But then slowly I got into like sports, and then I got into gym, and really I got into the habit of eating the correct food, tracking my calories, moving a certain steps. And then one point before COVID, during the time of COVID, I actually got abs and I was like in my prime physique time. And once I got abs, what happened? I stopped working out. Like I stopped giving that physique, that goal I had, much attention because I achieved it. And right now I'm just a fat amalgamation of a little bit of muscle and a lot of fat and basically no abs. I did a no sugar challenge last year. The challenge was like I didn't have to eat anything sugary for 30 30 days, and I really stick to it. Like, I would not eat anything sugary, like not even if it has a little bit of sugar or if it has some like extra content that is sugary. So I avoided all of those stuff and I stick to it like very diligently, very focused. And one day somehow I had to eat sugar because we had special dinner. So there was like puddings and sweets that I ate, and like my 30-day streak was gone, which I think is not the bad part. The worst part was that after that day I started eating sugar regularly, like before those 30 days. So in my life, I'm seeing that I have been following a pattern. I'm seeing a difference between what I am thinking here and what is happening actually in my life. And I can see the gap between these two things. And I think this is happening because I've always focused on a goal based progress. Like, I've always focused that, okay, I have to achieve this. I don't know how I'm going to achieve this, but I have to achieve this set goal. And once this goal terminates, maybe I achieve that goal, or maybe I, like, for some issues, I stop working for that goal. Then from the next day, I stop doing what I was doing to achieve those goals. And that way, I'm not rising up to my goals. I'm just falling down to my systems because of the inconsistencies, indiscipline, staying in my comfort zone, and a weak work ethic and a weak mentality from my part. So for this year, I thought of changing those stuff. I'll not only have goals, but I also will have systems that I will diligently follow, and I would not look at, okay, I have this many subscribers or I have this many users, but rather than I'll focus on, okay, I have to do these stuff, and I have to work on these things, no matter what the goal is, but these things should be completed day by day, every day, no matter if I'm achieving greatness or if I'm falling down or getting failed. Whatever the scenario of the goal is, I'll always stick to my system and keep on working similarly, irrespective of the scenario. So keeping this in mind, I've created a vision board. Well, that's not my idea, but somebody gave me this idea. And if you have not created your vision board, I would recommend you create it with your friend, your partner, your girlfriend, your spouse, whatever, your roommate or your family member or teacher, whoever you can find, just or your like business partner, whatever. Like me, create a vision board with somebody so that you guys can keep each other accountable. So you can keep each other accountable for a complete year. So in this vision board, we have 5 different sections: a section for career, a section for health, mind, body, a section for finances, a section for family, a section for materialistic stuff, and a section for love. So these are my visions for my career section. Firstly, I'm so busy doing my work that I don't have time to scroll my phone. Now, my phone is killing half of my time because sometimes I'll just hold my phone and keep on scrolling Instagram, and I don't even know, like half an hour or 1 hour has passed. That time might have been spent doing something well, or maybe not. Maybe I have just rested for that hour, but that would be much more productive than just scrolling brain rot reels. I'm posting 3 videos every week on YouTube, and I have reached 5,000 subscribers. Now 3 videos every week means 1 video in 2 days, and will probably be these raw vlogs showcasing what am I doing, devlogs and vlogs, something like that. Third is I'm posting 1 video every day on Instagram, and I have 20k followers. Now for Instagram, I had a really good growth, but again, me being me, I stopped posting on Instagram. I got like really inconsistent, and Instagram is probably like the only content creation method right now that is giving me money. Like, I'm getting sponsored on Instagram and stuff. So instead of like working more on that, once I started getting the sponsors, and once I got to know that okay, I can make money creating content, once I realized that okay, I just stopped working on it. I don't know why. So I have to get this goal oriented approach out, and now I don't care how much money or followers I have. I'll be posting 1 video on Instagram every day. The third and the most important one is I'm building 1 startup every month. Now I started this thing of building 1 startup every month, and I just built 1 startup and I didn't properly release it even. So that's my thing. That's a very good concept of 1 startup every month, because like in 1 month you get how much of a traction you're getting in the startup, and accordingly you can plan to work on it further or just keep it as a project and start working on some other. And also this 1 month gives you a time limit to, you know, do the most important thing in that particular idea you had, and then just release it in 1 month, no matter how the progress is or like if it is working or not. So that is one of the vision, and rest are some personal visions for the career section. Next is the health, body and mind. First is that I'm doing at least 1 hour of workout every day. So right now I'm like at 80 plus kgs, which is very fat. So instead of having a goal oriented approach of having a set number of weight, what I'm thinking of is having a system oriented approach where I'll have 1 hour of workout every day. Like maybe it's walking only, or just some high intensity workout. Some days maybe the gym, or some days like I'll just walk. So that is one thing. Second, okay, so there is a marathon coming on, so I was thinking of participating in that. For that, having a sub 50 on my 10k time and sub 20 on my 50k time, which is exactly a goal oriented approach. But this is some time that I would want to achieve, even if I couldn't do this for the next month's marathon. But this is a time I would want to achieve if I want to consistently run for long distances. The third is that I ran a long distance marathon, which I am going to participate, and it's going to be in the 9th of Feb next month. Next is I've started daily meditation, and I meditate every day, even for 5 minutes. I've always wanted to start meditation, but I never did, and whenever I did for like 1 or 2 days. So I'm making this a routine. I'll try to meditate for like at least 5 minutes a day, and even if I can't meditate that day, I'll just sit with my eyes closed and listen to my breathing, and that I would be thinking, okay, that's the meditation for today. And the last one is daily journal, which is like a constant goal every year. Like I have a journal book, journal writing, and it has like journal entry of 1 Jan 2019, and then journal entry of 1 Jan 2020, and journal entry of 1 Jan 2021, and so on. So it's just like I have journal for the first day of every year. That I want to not do this time. And there's another reason for me journaling, is because there's a lot of stuff that is happening inside my head, but when I switch on the camera, or when I have to form my ideas out of this head, then I'm not able to properly like jot down the best version of ideas that I can think of and like say it right now, whatever is happening. So what I was thinking is that every night before going to bed, I'll just write whatever comes into my mind and whatever I think like is happening around, and like my points on my life. I'll just jot it down on my journal, and that would give me clarity about my thoughts, and I'll be able to articulate my thoughts way better. That is it for the health, body and mind. I'm not telling all the visions, but like these are the visions I can tell on camera. Next is the finance section. For that, I have a very like full high-end goal, which is having a stable source of income of at least 1 lakh per month. I have no idea how I'm going to get it. Maybe, okay, I don't know how, but somehow I'll be able to get a stable income of 1 lakh per month as soon as possible. Second goal is like, it's a bit mix of all the goals, but the main crux is to start investing. So whatever I'm earning every month, instead of keeping it on my bank, which I used to do it, I don't know why, I have like funds just sitting there. Instead of sitting my money there, I'll just try to invest my money on stocks, or basically ETFs, small case mutual funds, all these terms. The third thing is related to this only, which is to track my finances and budget. So the day I have stepped my foot on college, I have not tracked a single finance. I always make a transaction and hope that it works. That's how my budgeting is. And I've realized that if I start tracking finances, that I can be aware where I'm spending the money and where I shouldn't be spending, and where it is okay to spend. Because sometimes I spend money where I shouldn't be spending, and sometimes I feel guilty of spending the money where it is fine to spend. So that guilt factor is not there, and I'm aware, okay, I can bypass this limit or not. And one of them is to read one financial news every day and have an idea of what's going around the world. So talking about me, I have never ever like opened a newspaper and see like, okay, this is the news, this is happening. I have no idea what's happening all around. I might have some idea, okay, something is happening in tech or AI, but no idea of what is happening in the world. I get it like from the Instagram memes or from people telling me, or my dad. Sometimes like my parents, where they live, they'll have an earthquake and they'll call me and they'll say, okay, we had an earthquake. So that is the situation. Getting to know what is happening around the world, and especially in the financial sector. So that is necessary, I think, if I want to start investing and if I want to be a normal human being, I suppose. So I would read one financial news every day and have an idea of what is happening around. Whereas three of my visions are like, the category of visions are related to my family, materialistic stuff, and love, which I am not sharing on the camera, but and I won't be vlogging about them also. But these three, like the first three categories, would be something that I would want me to work on. That's why I want to post this video, to keep myself accountable, because I really don't have much of a following, and like 20 people will watch this video. So it's not for people, it's for me to be accountable, to get like into the habit of consistently working towards my goals and not given to my comfort zone. And third is to maybe start making better content, because the more I post, the more I get it, or something like that. So that is the plan. And okay, so there's a line, I don't know how to end this vlog, it's very TMI, but there's a line on the first diary entry that I wrote. So instead of having a goal driven or result driven work, I want to work on my consistency and my discipline this year. And I really want to work like the person I think I am. So no matter if I succeed or fail, at least I'm true to my younger self, who always wanted to be different and wanted to be great, and can see his older self in the place where he actually wanted to be. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.